Hi, welcome to Managerial Finance for Spring 2019, BUS365. This is an online class, so the purpose of this video is to give you an idea of how this class is going to work. So the first thing you should do is read over announcements. So I have announcements here. Let's make these bigger. Okay, so the first thing is to watch my Getting Started video, which you're doing. Congratulations. Second is to read over announcements, which we're going to be going over together in a second. Third is to sign up for the Homework Manager, which is My Finance Lab. This is the My Finance Lab ID. Fourth, read the syllabus. 5, start your coursework by reviewing chapters 1 through 9 and watch my Finance Review lecture video, which you can find here at this YouTube address or by clicking on class videos. So if you click on class videos, and it says here, subscribe to my YouTube class playlist. Here you can find all the videos for the course. So you click on class video, which is the menu button here, and it will pop up YouTube. And then on YouTube, we'll have, you can click to subscribe, and it'll have all the lectures for the course, which the first one being the Finance Review. Okay. The textbook and Homework Manager come together. So it's no longer be able to purchase separately. You buy the Homework Manager and you basically get a free ebook. So this would be the course ID you're going to use. These are the instructions. You sign up for the My Finance Lab, and you're going to select student registration, and then you put in my instructor's code. So, but you could do this easily from on the menu. There's My Finance Lab plus ebook. You click on that, and that'll bring you to the My Finance page. So over here you want to click on Student to register a student, and then you want to have a couple things you want to have is your email address, your instructor's ID, which I just told you what that was, and some way to pay for it. And then when you're ready to register, this is where you're going to put in your ID number and say continue. Oh, I have to open the course up. Hold on. All right, let's try that again. Okay, and this is where it goes. It's going to ask you for the username and password you created, or if you have an account, or you can create a new username and password, and then you fill the information in here and move on from here. And this is the course ID for the class, so you know you're registered. And let's just move back here. Okay, so yeah, so you want to. So once you sign up for the My Finance Lab, it comes with the ebook. So you want to definitely buy the version that says My Finance Lab and ebook. I think that's the only option you have, but that's the best version to get. Okay. Then there is a special link here on how to complete the Excel-based assignments in My Finance Lab. So in this video, I'm not going to go specifically into it because it's a little detailed, so I made a separate video to show you how to complete the Excel-based assignments on My Finance Lab. And we'll talk more about My Finance Lab in a second. Also important that there are no late assignments accepted for this class because of the size of the class and the number of classes I'm teaching. I just don't have the time to entertain any late assignments. So make sure that you do your assignments before the due date to make sure they get done. And I set the due dates up pretty far in advance so you have plenty of time to complete the assignments. And I've set all the due dates up for the course on day 1, even before the course starts, so you can get a head start if you know you're going to have some work or family-related time crunches coming up. Okay, and then I give you a little description of what you should be doing in the first 2 weeks of class. Basically, for week 1 and week 2, you should read and review chapters 1 through 9 from BUS365 Finance. So you don't have to reread the chapters. I say just kind of review them, skim through the chapters, brush your memory up on chapters 1 through 9. Then in week 2, you can move into chapters 10 and 11, capital budgeting cash flows. And then watch my lectures. I have 3 lectures for a review of finance, and then chapter 10 and then 11. You should also complete the homework assignments attached to these chapters in My Finance Lab, which will be chapter review 1 through 9 and homework chapters 10 and 11. Okay, so that's it for the announcements. So moving back up, we have the syllabus for the class. And the syllabus, you should read over this entirely. It is your contract with what we're doing in this class, why the class is important, the class description, our learning outcomes, specific learning outcomes for the course, how the class is graded. So there'll be Test 1 and Test 2 will be 100 points each. The My Finance homework will be 200 points. The class is out of 400 points. But here's the breakdown, which is important because the regular chapter homeworks from chapter 10 through 19 are only 10 points each, or about 2.5% of your grade. Now, the Excel homeworks, Excel homework 1, 2, and 3, are 30 points each, or about 7.5% of the grade, because the Excel homework is a little bit more detailed, takes a little bit more time to do, so they're worth more points. So this is sort of the breakout. This is how you get 200 points of the homework, and then 200 points for the test. I just want to break this out because sometimes people will miss an Excel homework and not realize that it's 3 times the impact of a regular homework as far as percentage of grade. So just keep that in mind. This is how your grade average percent translates to a letter grade. And then we spell out your student responsibilities. You should be regularly engaged with the class, reading the textbook, doing the assigned problems, completing the exams, things of that nature. Okay, and this is our schedule. So from week 1 to week 15, the first 6 weeks we'll be going over chapters. We do a finance review in chapters 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. There's a test in week 7, which is going to cover chapters 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then week 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we're going to go over chapters 15, 16, and 17. In week 13 and 14, chapters 18 and 19, and then finally test 2, which covers chapters 15 through 19. Okay, see announcements in announcements I'll post the actual dates of the exams soon. And this is the overview of the chapters that we're going to be covering. So when you have the time, go back in here and read over the syllabus in completely. Okay, like I said before, these are our class videos. So this is where you're going to click on, and this will open up our video channel where you can click on each of the videos which I've recorded that are going to discuss the chapter and the course details. The PowerPoints for the class are here, and these are the PowerPoints that go along with the YouTube video lectures. And finally, let's get back to My Finance Lab. So when you click into My Finance Lab, and you can just click this button, of course, anytime you want to get there, and My Finance Lab will be pulled up. But let me log in and show you what the homework will look like. Okay, so when you're inside the My Finance Lab, you're going to have a tab here called the main menu where you want to go to Assignments. And then from Assignments, you can choose to do homework or take a test. So the tests will only be open the day of there's only 2 exams, and they'll be open the day of the test, so you won't see them right away. So when you go to complete a homework, you see all the homeworks in here, you just click on the homework, and then you'll see that right here we have 6 questions for chapter 10. You click on the question. Okay, so this would be the first question, and you read over the question, and you're expected to put an answer into this box. And it tells you how many places to round the problem, round to 2 decimal places. Okay, so you could say, well, I'm reading this over, I'm not sure what to do. So I see this little blue box here. What is this? You can click on here, and it's a data table. And this is something that you can save to Excel, or you can print. So this is going to be something, additional information on the problem. These little blue things will be data tables. Now, if you don't know how to solve part A, you go to Question Help and say View an Example. And then this example will give you the formula, and as you go through the example, it will show you step by step how to complete the example, including the formula, so as you go through, it gives you the formula, it gives you a sample problem, and as you continue, it works through the whole problem all the way to the end, and it gives you the details of how to complete this. My screen's a little, I had it enlarged, so it's a little small, the box, but this is, by and large, will tell you how to complete, give you a sample question to review, to see the formula, to see how the calculations are made. And you can also go pop right over to the e-text to see where the material is coming in for this problem. And there's also a tool called Help Me Solve This, where this will be a step-by-step walk you through a similar problem to help you solve. So there's a lot of additional help and features in the question. So if you don't understand a question or how to complete it, probably should be reading the textbook, watching the video lecture, and using this question help to get through the homework. Okay, so then when you have your answer, you can check your answer, and then, oh, it's incorrect. So you're able to modify your answer and check it again. It's still incorrect. And then after you get, I believe, 2 attempts, it'll give you the correct answer and then show you your answer. And then you've gotten this problem wrong. So you'll have this little red box here. So when you click on this red box, it'll show you your answer and what the correct answer was. Then you move, so you got that problem wrong. So you moved into the second problem. The payback period of project B. Check answer, and that's wrong. So you kind of get multiple attempts, and after you get, I believe, 3 attempts, then you move on to the next part of the question. Okay, so when you get it correct, it'll tell you, well done, move to the next question. Okay, so now I'm in question 2. And you can see here, if I leave, you can see here I got half of this question right, and I moved into question 2. And you go into all the way to complete all the questions to question 6, and then you get a finalized grade. You can see your grade sort of accumulates here as you start answering each of the questions. So if you've taken 330 with me, this is the same textbook, same format we've used for 330, so you should be very familiar with how this works. Okay, and that's how you would do the homework. So all these homeworks are set up. Now, one exception is the Excel homework. So when you click on the Excel homework, there's going to be Excel projects to do in here. That's a different modality that might be new to you. So if you're not sure how to complete these, go to announcements and look for the announcements that has a link for the video on how to complete the Excel-based assignments. So these are the Excel-based assignments that you're going to need the video to understand how to download the files, how to complete them and re-upload them, how to check them, get the feedback from the system, and then redo it if you got any questions wrong. Okay. And then finally, when a test does open up, before the class starts, I will have the midterm and final dates set up on announcements. And when an exam does, on the day of the exam, when you go to take an exam, the exam will appear in here. Right now it will be blank, but I have it set up so it will appear. And you click on Test 1, and then you'll see that, are you ready to start? And it'll tell you how many minutes you have to go. It'll tell you the number of questions. Test 1, the number you have, so you only have the 0 attempts left. And then when you're ready to start the test, you click on Start Test. And this is the test. This is the actual first problem of the test. The problems are scrambled and the numbers change per student, so it may not be the first problem you see. But what you see here is your clock up here. You'll see the number of questions to complete and the format of each question as you move through. And then when you're done, when you've answered all the questions, then you click Submit Test. If for some reason you get interrupted and your test gets interrupted, internet goes down, computer blows up, and you have to switch to a new computer, when you go into the test again, it's going to ask you, do you want to finish the test? And that means, yes, you can go back in. Now, the clock doesn't stop, so if it took you 20 minutes to get to a new computer, you would see 20 minutes less on the clock, because once that you start the test, you have to complete it in one sitting until you're finished with it, and you just go in and start the test again. But whatever work you had previously would have been saved, and it's still there. You just pick up from where you left off. But you can't pause the test, go and do something for 2 hours and come back and finish the test, because the clock keeps on ticking. Okay, so that's my finance lab. All right. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now all the grades for the class will be on my finance lab grade book, and you'll get your percentage weighted average for each problem that you complete. And every couple of weeks I will send you a email telling you what videos you should be watching, what chapters you should be reading, what homework you should be working on as the class progresses. And remember, you could see all the assignment due dates when you're on assignment. You could see all the assignment due dates here listed in the time that they're due. And the first assignments are due at the end of February. Okay, so that's my quick 15-minute video to describe to you how this online class is going to work and how you should approach it. I hope that I've made myself very clear. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you, and good luck in the course.